Well, hello everyone. The Ontario Gardener here, back with technically episode 1 of Fabledom. Fabledom is a medieval fantasy type city builder. I have played the demo, or the prologue, I guess you could call it, on this channel quite a few months ago. There have been quite a few changes. This is the full version of the game, so we're going to try to do a good playthrough here. And you always have objectives down in the bottom left, and you gain coins. And coin is what you were calling rewards, and that's what is also needed to help push along.
Our kingdom began with little more than a humble laborer's hut. Now, where did that go again?
Now, I'm going to try to let this go through. I think what I may do is just put the audio on a bit of a lower, narration, a bit of a lower volume. That way it's just, a little bit easier for us. And let's resume. So it'll talk in the background. And the first thing you got to do is you got to build 5 roads. You got to get a laborer hut and a laborer to the hut. So it looks like here we have trees, obviously. And here you can pause by spacebar. You can have your speed here very easily. Tells you what year you're in and what season. I guess it says spring 1. I guess because it'd be year 1, spring 1. Here you have some stone deposits. And, well, you can click and drag, but there's nothing here, obviously. There's a dead tree. And there's nothing else. The building area that we have is here. Like this iron, we don't have access to the iron. We don't have access to ruins. This obviously will tell you as you go on, but we can't actually use anything there yet. So we have ocean here. You can scroll out. You can see the map. You have ruins here. You have more stone, and then eventually you'll be able to get over in here. As you can see, this is the world border here, but our starting area is this border in here, and then you expand as time goes on, of course. So the first thing we gotta do is follow the objectives. Down here is your build mode, which would be B, and you only have certain things. This is basic, and you do have more advanced things as time goes on, and also based on your tiers. So right now, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3, and this would be considered everything, and you can filter them based on what they are and what tier you're at. Right now we're at tier 1 anyway. A house would be considered, well, a condominium, tier 2, and then a castle is looks like this says you can actually access it because we are still in early access. This is the full game, but it's early access, so again, some things won't be usable right now, but that is okay as well. So let's go back into all right now. And so we have to build a laborer hut, and that basically employs 2 peasants or commoners. It takes 10 wood, and they construct buildings as the materials are there. So we can kind of place it anywhere. You can hit R to rotate. The little green spot in the front is what has to be connected in a sense to a road, and you click on roads by this. Right now we have gravel road, cobblestone road, and then we can't do a bridge because we can't access it yet. So we basically have to build roads. It's a click and drag. It tells you is very, very user friendly. I'm just going to do something like this. Very user friendly, and then the way it works also is if you click, and it'll keep going, right? So that's an okay thing as well. And then you can hit the B menu to go away. And here, laborer hut, all we got to do here is we click assign worker, and we assign worker, and they auto assign who it is, and it tells you who can work here, but a noble person cannot work here. You can locate this on the map, locates it, you can also close it, and then you can also destroy it, which laborers construct buildings, which we don't want to construct buildings right now. We want to harvest things. But we claimed our reward here. We get 10 extra coins. As you see right here, we have coins coming in. We have no coin coming in at all. Yeah, we get nothing. We have no upkeep either, so that's fine as well. Population, what they are doing or not doing, and then their happiness. Right now, our happiness is 40, so that's not very good. We have 225 wood, we have 50 stone, and we have 200 vegetables. And it tells you what they actually do. And these guys right now are collecting, actually not doing anything because there's nothing for them to do. So we can pause it right now. We're going to build a homestead, which this is a laborer hut. This is all tier 1 stuff considered under basics. A homestead are people where they live, and they can employs 1 peasant to work there, I guess in a sense to build it, and then you have 3 residents can fit there. And they tell you what to do. You can turn this stuff off. But what I do like about, I'm going to build this up here. What I do like about these houses is you see you actually have 4 little areas here that you then make into your little homestead, and you can plug in certain things. +3, this is pause it. +3, can we pause it? Yeah. These things are here, you know, these are where you use your coins for. So you can put in, these are all +3 to desirability. This is +1 homegrown per day, which is a good thing. This is the same, basically, but not in the winter. This is not in winter at all. This is not in winter at all. And then this one, obviously, not in winter at all. So what we're going to do is we're going to, we can't do any of it at this, well, sorry, we have to build it first. Let's build it first, and then we can get into the other things. And then here, it generically puts in certain things. We got to let it build, I think, and then we can put the attachments on as well. Actually, it looks like we have 2 of 2 because we have clotheslines, which we can delete this. So if we delete something like this, let's just delete it. They have to delete it themselves. We can make this go slightly bit faster, F2, F3, F1, etc. And they're just bringing building materials from here. There's not much going on, obviously, because there's nothing to do until it builds. So we're going to wait for this to tick through, and it'll delete. Let's just go super fast now. We can let it go faster. It's going to get rid of, how do we get rid of that one? Oh, I got a confirm demolition. And what we do is we click back on here. We click on the house, and then we can now assign the edit mode under attachments. So right now we have the clothing line, which is +3 to its hub. And then these are homegrown. So right now we're in spring, so we should do one of these. And you click it, and you basically, you can rotate it, you can put it wherever you want, and then there you go. And you can have 2 attachments per this. Manage the household. You have the head of the household, which you can change who that is, but we can let it auto assign. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't really, in my sense, doesn't really matter. It's automatic. Let's let this go through. We'll slow it down a little bit. There you go. Our first house, our first homestead, and we have how many people? We have 4 people. So we could actually go with building another house like this, and then we want to click, and you can actually make this a bigger area if you want to. And then we're going to go, we can close this off. We're going to get some more roads going and just kind of connect. Oh, basically, you click, and then you drag, and then you click again, and then you got to click. It's a weird kind of click and drag system. And this is obviously your demolition tool. So we got our objective done, and now next objective, build a wall, or yeah, build a well, finish building 2 homesteads, which we're doing right now, and then welcome new Fabledings. So people will come to your town eventually to live there. Basically, B hides the menu if you want to hide things like that. This one is you have to click it and then you have to build it because this costs money, basically. So it'll automatically put in a clothesline. We have to wait. Where's the other one that's going to put something in? It's going to put in a chicken coop. So again, it automatically puts something in it, but you can change basically what it puts in it by, editing it basically. So we can go a little bit faster here. We have to build a well. A well is good. So actually, let's pause it real quick because in here's our build menu. So right now we're at tier 1 basically, but this is all. So we have basics, you have food prep, you have resource production, you have essentials, you have amenities, military, fortifications, decorations, and then all would be all things. So decorations are things that cost money, but they don't necessarily, well, some of them require other things. Obviously, you can read it as you go. Here's a sign. It doesn't give you anything. It's just like says, great for tricking cartoon characters into running off cliffs. So it's funny they all have these cute little things. So you could put something like this in, and you can shift click to place another one just like that. And they cost coins, but it's fine. So food resource right now we will need a lumber camp, and the lumber camps basically are usable within the space that they are highlighted with. So if we put a lumber camp probably about here, I think is going to be good. And you always have to build it after you click on it. You have to build it. Things that are just cost money directly, you don't have to do that with. But this type of stuff you do. And we're going to put a road from this to that. And it's always weird because you always have to click like a third time. Resource essentials would be a well, which we can put the well. It's the same thing. Some buildings don't need a well. Some do. And you can check on that by clicking. Actually, let's go back into here. Lumber camp just says gathers wood, and then you have other things here that have upkeep costs, and they have other things that they need besides something, well, like water basically. And a well is just provides water to homesteads, so you can tell if there are things are being watered or not, or what things need water because of the icons above their head. So we're just going to put the well right here. Doesn't matter. But the well does take upkeep. So now if we hover over this, Well, when it gets built, of course, we can fast forward this to let it get built, and then we'll show you that it costs upkeep to have. And then they all have their own personal storages, as you can see here. Prioritize the construction. Upkeep is 3, I guess it'd be per day, and as you can see here, upkeep is -3, and you get payment every 4 days, basically. So there you go. And then we have newcomers coming in, which is amazing. So every 10 days, we're at day 13. I guess we started at day 3 or something. Every 10 days, visitors will arrive if your kingdom seems desirable. Oh, that's why. You decide if you want to allow them in. So we have 2 of 2 visitors. Not enough capacity. We can't do that. Basically doesn't tell us anything extra, but we are going to welcome them because we have housing for 6. And I'm not sure why it says not enough capacity, because we do. I guess this is basically how many want to come in. We have enough capacity because we have enough for 6 people. So I'm not sure why it says that. Because if we click on this, our homestead, we have 3, and we have 3, and now we have 6 in total, which is great. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to build another homestead here. Now, the size of your homestead doesn't... let's click... oh, I got to do the foundation. We can kind of do it like that, and we can hit build. So the size of it doesn't really have anything to do with how many people are there. It does have to do with kind of how much things you can put, but that's also limited as well by other factors. All right, so we have our newcomer objective done. Perfectly, they'll arrive soon, which is great. We need... oh yeah, there it tells you there. You can hover over this. It tells you that you'll get newcomers in 7 days. So that's quite a few days off. But we might as well build our houses that we want. Again, with this, you click and you drag, and then you got to click again to place the last one, which is kind of weird. All right, now we got to start working on food, because right now we have 94 days of food remaining. Stone doesn't really count and lumber doesn't really count, but we have a lumber camp, remember? But the thing is, we have no one working here. So we have, how many people are unemployed? Right now we have 2 unemployed, so we're going to put 2 people on the lumber camp. When the other people come, then we'll have an additional 3 people, which is going to be great. But we want to get into farming. Stockpiles are also good as well, by the way. So I think what we'll do is we'll put a stockpile in here as well. And then the stockpile you drag... come on. You have 3 attachments, which are considered stockpile lots, that you have to place within those squares. And this is dynamic storage. You can tell you want this in here, you don't want it in here. Every building itself has storage, like the water. The laborer's hut doesn't, because it's a laborer hut. The lumber camp has its own internal storage, but it will want to store things also in the stockpile if you allow. So this is very good to say you can have a stockpile for every little thing if you want, something like that if you want to. Okay, now we have more visitors coming in. I think right now we can take more because we have 6 of 9. Let's take the 2, and I think after that we're gonna have how many coming in? 8 of 9 as far as, well, this is based on how many people you have housing for. So this is going to be good, and looks like we're still in spring, 25 days of spring. I'm not sure how many days each season is, not really sure, but we want to get into doing farming, and basically we click a farm, gathers vegetables or grain, and then employs 3 peasants. So I think what we want to also do is we want to get some... And you can't click on roads that are there. You click on, oops. I think we're just going to go like that, I think. And then we'll do some farming. Let's do it right here. I think that's fine. And then you have attachments. Right now we can't do wheat. We can't because we don't have a small village. And we get to get a small village based on a hamlet we get in 10 days. But here we can do the pumpkins. And this is how you can have up to 40 attachments. Or 40... not attachments, the 40 plots, I guess you would say. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag it something like this. That'll give us 24, or 18, excuse me. And then we're going to drag some more back here. And let's make a huge old plot, because why not? And then you click, after you click your attachments, you click build. And you can add on to these at any time, basically by clicking attachments, and you can just click and drag more if you want to. The farm's going to produce food. Now, we'll know how much food that we're producing once we start producing some. 1 type of crop is allowed per farm, so that's something as well you want to be able to manage. Okay, and here, how many people do we actually have? We only have 1 person working farming right now. I think what we're doing is we're gonna kick someone off from this hut, and we're gonna put them on the farming, which is exactly what we want. So I don't think we want any I think we want to dismiss the visitors. Actually, no. No. We can only take one of two because of the housing. We can't, hold on. We can sit on this for a second. So I think what we could also do is we could build another house that I'm thinking about it. Let's collect our objectives, I should say. This homestead can go here. This can be one that has 4 to it, which again, let's see. Can we drag it like that? That we can do as well. Let's click build. And then I don't want to do another clothing line. I want to put in something else. When this builds, because right now we only have, we have our desirability is actually not. So this is interesting because it says -5 desirability, but we have a well in the way in the air. Oh, it's not attached to this one. That's why. Ah, see, so this is where you have desirability. Is you actually have a negative to this. I didn't realize that. So what I actually want to do is I want to move the well. Now you can locate it, but you can close it and you can destroy it. So what I want to do is actually place down another one before I destroy the one that I have. And then we'll just destroy this one because I want to connect all of these to get the desirability back up, of course, because that's what we need to do. And it tells you here the storage is here. Right now we have -2 because we have a clothing line, and then this will go away in a minute. I guess it should go away in a second. And then as the desirability goes up, you can then get more attachments. Right now we only have two of 2, which is fine. It doesn't really say when you can get another one. I'm not sure how that exactly works, to be honest with you. But look at all the pumpkins we got. Tons of pumpkins coming in. And we need to build another. Oh, you have the other house here. Here we can do another attachment. Let's put in let's put in a doghouse. Why not? Put the doghouse right here. Certain things give you desirability, like desirability. Other things give you homegrown, which is still a desirability type thing. And here we have a total of 3. It's funny this isn't here. I think we got rid of it maybe. This is the basic well right now, which is perfectly fine. You got a letter from an admirer. Odd. Well, I suppose there's no accounting and taste here. Let's just actually do this, and we'll click on that. We reached a milestone because you need to grow. Now we reached a hamlet. Going forward, your family will expect recurring payments of 10 coins. So here's where you have to start getting better things. So resources, we get coins. We can build an inn, nice place to rest after work, which is good. If there is a food available, of course. Stone camp, which is good. We can start making stone stuff. Coal maker to warm up housing. These are all things to add your desirability. A granary which you can storage for food, especially in winter. So we have to definitely be careful about that. And a forester obviously plants trees after cutting them down. So that's amazing for us. So we want to keep growing, but we have a letter from Agnes. Agnes says, "Dearest Prince, my son in my spring, splendid, blah, 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 blah. Shall we meet?" Whatever. That's basically it. So you will meet essentially your neighbors, which I don't know if they are directly here or not. I don't know if they're directly. That's a stone. What is that? A stone giant. What? That looks scary. So yeah, they can't actually. This is another large deposit. Okay, yes, yeah, so they don't actually have the other towns nearby. I thought they would be nearby. Graveyard. I thought they actually were over here. I'm just going to scan real quick. No? Okay. Whoops. I didn't want to do that. Okay. Let's go back to where we were. It's a very beautiful map. It's like you have kind of like a fog of war type look. When you zoom in, it gets clear, which kind of makes sense. Alrighty. So I put these down for decorations. They don't actually do anything, honestly. They're just there, which is perfectly fine as well. How are we doing with lumber camp? We're doing good on lumber. I think I want to get my farming up, and then our lumber camp, we're maxed out with people, but that's fine. So taxes, collect 200 in taxes. Right now, our taxes we get from, taxes basically, and our income, we have family aid -5 and upkeep -3, which is fine. As long as we keep making more than we're spending, we're fine. Our happiness is up to 53, so that's kind of, better. Food, it says 72 days of food. Now, again, it doesn't tell you how much food you're eating versus you're using, or eating versus producing. That's a bit of a thing, right? So, but I think we're doing okay so far with it. We can't do wheat, of course, because we need to have a small village. And a small village we can't get until we have 18 people. Right now we have 10 people, which is fine. which is fine. We have to collect 200 taxes. That's a passive thing that we're going to be doing. And then we get to place 3 decorations. So we actually have another decoration as well. So maybe we'll just put, maybe let's put this tree right here. Well, that's a very big tree. We can put the tree here. Why not? I think that looks pretty good like that. So we claim our thing, and we can claim this one because we already reached a hamlet as well, which is great for us. So next is industry. Select a lumber camp to build a forester. So we actually have a lumber camp, and this would be an attachment, is the forester. And actually, we can spin this around just so we can see it. Replants trees in the air, but upkeep is 5. So this is an attachment to this. You can place it literally anywhere. We'll place it right here. This is the cool part with these buildings. They all have like additional attachments that can be plugged in, I guess you could say. And I think that is a very, very cool thing. All right, we're going to keep rocking with that. Awesome. All right, everything's going pretty good here so far. Let's build a stone camp. Collect this one. Let's build a stone camp really quickly, which is going to be under resource production. See, we have a lot more things now. Stone camp has no desirability, so you don't want people to be in the area of that. So here will be negative. So what we want to do is we want to put this way far away, but you have to build it on top of it. So unfortunate, I can't build it. I can build it. That should be okay because it has to be where the house is. I'm going to put it there and see what happens with this one. I think that's going to be okay, and then we have to obviously click on it. And then it'll just build as it builds, basically how it is. But you do have attachments that you can place on it as well, eventually. Okay, and then what we should do is we should build a bit of a gravelly road to it. We can click to here, and then we'll click to here. And then we'll go, let's go from road to here. And then is there a road there? There is, and we can put another road, I think, here. And then maybe one there as well. Okay, cool. Let's get this built, and then we can go from there. Come on. Alrighty, so we'll keep welcoming people. I want to get this up and running, the stone camp claim. We can add 2 people to that. There are no attachments to this, which is fine. This one we actually don't have the negativity because it has to be where the house is, which is a good thing for us. Okay, cool, guys. I think we're making good progress, but I think what we're going to do is we're going to pause it here because we have to get into overview menu of various things, which we're going to get into next episode. But I want to thank you guys for joining me. It's just a short episode to get your feet wet. The next episodes will be probably 30 to 35 or 40 minutes long. But we want to get your feet wet with this. A lot of this is very new compared to the demo. I think a lot of this is new as well for the demo. I like the history, the population, workforce. It shows you where people are. You can lock things, you can unlock things, close, storage full, etc., etc. Very, very cool stuff, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you enjoyed this video, please sincerely leave me a like as well as a comment. It would be much appreciated. And if you're enjoying this brand new series of Fabledom, hit that subscribe button, tick the bell notification icon so you don't miss anything. And I'll catch you guys next time.